What made you want to be part of the open house today or participate in it?
I love the program. I love the college, and I'm a big believer in our success and the success of our students. So, sharing that information and getting the information about our program out to everybody is important. I think it's really great for people to understand that we are beyond just cosmetics and makeup. We really focus on a lot of great artistry skills, professionalism, sales and retails marketing. So, really trying to get the word out that we are more than just makeup.
Of course. So what's your favorite memory maybe teaching at Sheridan here? Anything that stuck out to you throughout the years or?
We recently just completed our professional photo shoot with our students, and we did that with our LED wall from the Advanced Film and Television program. And it was an incredible opportunity for students to have this virtual background, moving background. It's a great opportunity for images for their portfolio as well.
Yeah, we also talked to the student earlier, was giving the same sort of thing, and they were like, oh, I loved it as well. So it seems like everyone really liked that. That seems to be sticking out a lot from what we're gathering. And then the last thing would be maybe what drew you to teach at Sheridan specifically, or this program?
Well, I'm a makeup artist by trade, and I've been in the industry for over 15 years. I love the industry, I love the artistry, and I love the opportunity. So having the space to share my information and share the knowledge and the current industry knowledge, I think is a really great and special opportunity for me.
Awesome. I guess maybe one little quick thing spontaneously. Any potential last words, anything else you wanted to say that you didn't get the chance to maybe people looking at this, thinking of the program? Any last words?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a great program to be creative, and it's a great program to kind of express yourself. We are really inclusive here. We really want to encourage diversity, and it's a safe space, especially in a creative zone. It's a really great opportunity for students to express themselves, express their creativity. And if you're thinking about the program, definitely come check us out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. And that's it for the makeup program. Did we cut away? We're good.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that interview. The fall of 2024 will see the start of the new and improved Advanced Television and Film program. With a focus on virtual production, this program works on the cutting edge of the film and TV industry. Not sure what virtual production is? Well, you're probably familiar with a green screen, which is what I'm in front of right now. In real life, all I see here is green, but in post-production, they can replace that green with something else, whereas with virtual production, the actors are put... Oh my goodness, there's a cute little cat behind me. Well, anyway, actors are placed in a... With virtual production, actors are placed in a fictional world, making it easier for them to react and interact as if they were really there, which allows them to give better performances. You think that sounds hella cool, and you want to see it in action, or are you still a little bit confused? Here's a live demonstration. That's our green screen right behind us. What is that? Is this Cheems behind us here? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What are the cute animals? Anyway, they're going to show you how things are really done over at Advanced Film and Television. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Iris.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we were not supposed to be live on our camera until, like, we're live right now, by the way.
We're live?
Yeah, sorry, we were not supposed to be live on this camera until...
So you're at 1-6.
I love being an artist, so I like working in a field where my days are different. I don't really like the consistency. I feel like it's better for me to switch things up and then work on a contract-based type of work environment.
Well, I already work a little bit in film, doing makeup and stuff, but I would always sit there on set and be like, how do they make that? How do they make that prop? How do they make that mask? I want to just be able to do more than just makeup. So I thought prosthetics are cool. So yeah, I just want to learn how to make them.
I already was in Sheridan for the makeup, a program, I graduate from the makeup at MCA. I think Sheridan, I love the teachers here since I already like knew a lot of them. It already felt kind of like home. So I'm like, I already love it here, and they have this program. I might as well go here and test it out, and like it's been great. It's been so great.
It's very niche, so it's the only program I found that really hones in on prosthetics and prop making. Usually there's a lot of like makeup programs around, but they teach you from the ground up, and I already am in the field as a makeup artist, but I never got into special effects, so this is a great way for me to just hone in for a year and then leave with like enough experience to continue where I left off.
Well, I had done the makeup program before this, but they always talked about this program. The plan was always to end up here anyway, because yeah, you do like, it felt like you did like the basics in the makeup program, but now it's like, okay, let's do the full thing, like make the prosthetic, make the wound, apply it, make a monster. One of my favorite things we've gone to do is a lot of sculpting, which I'd never really done sculpting because it seems scary. So it's been cool to like, after doing like face casting, to sculpt like a whole like brow and like a nose, and how you can just like change someone's face by just sculpting a couple of things.
I don't know. I think I really like building easels. I've never used a bandsaw or power drill, and I actually built an easel, which is actually insane to me. And it functions, and it was really hard, but I actually made it work. So I really loved how like I didn't think I could do it, and they were like, "You can do it," and they like gave me the confidence I could build that. And I also never sculpted before, and like I loved sculpting so much. I just love all the projects here. Like there's not like one I'm like my favorite. I just love all of them so much because it's so much fun to do.
We did a face casting, so I got to cast a classmate's face, and she casted mine. So I got to sculpt brow prosthetics, nose prosthetics that fit each person's face perfectly. I feel like the main thing that helped me a lot is just getting to test the materials that we use in the field. So there's so many different silicones, alginate, just casting materials that you really need to experiment with and like mess up on before you know that it works. So I like just being given the shop time that we will demo everything for 3 hours, and then 2 days later we will make a mold with it.
I can make molds, which I find is really valuable in production because you need to make one thing, you make multiple of them. And I think it's really valuable when you work on sets.
I mean, just do it. If you've ever watched a movie and been like, how did they make that? Or that's a spooky monster, I want one. Then come to the program because you can learn all that.
Join us. It's really good. It's great. And if you're really into building and making things and you're really creative, then this would be the place for you. Like if you're willing to try a lot of new things, because everything's so new. Like I've walked in every single day something completely new I barely know anything about.
It's a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work. There's a lot of really talented people in my class, and I think we inspire each other in a way. It's a great place to try a lot of things. I think I've learned now that I'm not a sculptor, now that I've had to sculpt a bunch of things, but it's good to learn what you do and don't like, but you really have to be driven in yourself because no one here is going to push you except for yourself.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. We're going to be taking a short little break, if you will, a commercial break for what we're all really here to see, Sheridan College. But we'll see you back in around 5 minutes. Isn't that right, Chad? We're better. We're better. We had some time to talk it out. It was just a bit. He was wearing a mask. All right, Chad. This guy loves to pull pranks, doesn't he? I've never done anything like that to him. Never, ever. No, whatever. Anyway, we'll see you guys back in around 5 minutes. And welcome back, folks. I hope you had a wonderful break. I know I did, and Chad has as well. We're going to be talking to makeup and special effects shortly on the field, live in Sheridan, talking to all the funny creatures and figures we might find around. One of them looks suspiciously like an ex-lover of mine. That might be Twilight again. Either way, see, Chad, he is a big fan of makeup and special effects, as you saw before. He likes to pull pranks every now and then. He's done a bit that you will be seeing very shortly once again before. The Grinch was new. I'll be honest, The Grinch was new, and he knows that movie really upsets me. So I don't entirely understand why he would do something like that, Chad. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a little bit, but the field crew is going to talk to you about makeup and special effects.
Okay, so we're here with the special effects makeup team, and looks like they got a bit of a demo going on, so we'll talk with them. So hi, could you state your name and your program?
I'm Ava. I'm an alumni of the special effects makeup prosthetics program. Yeah.
Before we get into the questions, did you maybe want to explain what's going on over here?
So this was our final project. Myself, Sean, Maddie, who's in the costume, Jen and Jude, we all worked on this for our capstone project at the end of last year. Yeah. We had about 10 weeks to build this.
Oh wow.
We could build whatever we wanted, really, which was really cool. Within reason, but
yeah, of course.
But yeah, this is what we did. We had some other classmates doing there was a zombie film. Some people did independent projects. There was a stop motion set. So we did this.
Do you have anything you want to say to the camera? Awesome. Thank you for that. Okay, and we'll get into the questions. So tell us about the program, what you guys do besides this, I'd say, other things that goes on, maybe? Any other projects, if anyone else wants to speak? By all means.
Yeah.
We do a bunch of sculpting and stuff like that, so we do actual makeup prosthetics as well. You'll learn to apply makeup, create a repertoire with clients and stuff, and you also learn behind the scenes how to do budgeting, do invoices and stuff, so that when you go into the industry, you're ready to kind of make yourself your own boss and work for yourself, because a lot of the industry is you're working for yourself and you're trying to get as much work as you can, obviously. So everything's invoice based. You got to learn how to do it, and they help you learn timesheets and everything behind.
We also made puppets.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
You do a lot. You do puppetry, animatronics. You do all sorts of props as well. It's kind of a mishmash of everything you can learn. You also learn digital elements for 3D sculpting.
Okay.
So the underneath of this head was a skull that was 3D modeled, and then we 3D printed it. So you learn everything of how to use the 3D printers, how to actually model it for 3D printing, and how to finish it and make it usable for reality.
Awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So another question would be maybe a fun moment that happened in the program, or a special thing that was kind of this one project we did, or this one thing in the program was my favorite part.
Yeah. I really, obviously, other than our wonderful werewolf here, I really enjoyed making different puppets. Just because, as you can kind of see, I have always loved different puppetry and whatnot, and the art form of it. And so being able to fully design a character, kind of figure out what their personality is, and then work to build it completely from scratch. We dyed our own fleece in order to get the proper colors. We were able to kind of alter the different patterns and whatnot for the different foam undersculpt, and it was just really cool, especially loving puppetry like I do.
Of course. Another question I guess would be, if you have a piece of advice for someone looking to apply or thinking about the program, what would you tell someone who's trying to get into this program specifically?
I'd say utilize every single minute of the studio time. They allow you in there. For us, they only allowed us until 9 p.m. I don't know how that'll change in the coming years, but use every second of it. Use the spray booth, use the wood shop, use all the products that they give you. Even if you're done a project, try and run more casts or just sculpt something else. Just utilize every moment of the studio, because it's invaluable. There's very few other places that you could do something like this, and just
Okay. We have a few seconds left, so any last words or anything maybe you didn't get to say you want to say really quick?
Just on that last question,
Yeah.
one of the things that I find is really like underrepresented for this program is the fact that you can come in with any background.
Okay.
You just need a diploma or a degree to come in, so you get to meet people from a variety of different, like, because it's like you do something else and then you go, it's post-grad. So you get so many different backgrounds.
Well, even just the five of us.
Yeah. It's like, what, illustration, makeup, theater, engineering, also illustrate, art fundamentals.
All right. Awesome. All right, that's all we have for time. So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, of course.
All right, and that's it.
Whatever.
Extra, extra, read all about it. The journalism students have been pounding the pavement, stiffing out the scoops, and dishing dirt on what's what. Step right up for a gander inside the newsroom, see? Woo! That was I haven't done an accent in a hot minute. You like that one, Chad? I thought it was pretty good. Maybe I should get a career in impressions. But anyway, in all seriousness, guys, go check out journalism. You're going to see lots of interesting stuff.
I think what drove me to Sheridan is kind of the hands-on learning experience. I used to go to a different school where it was more a lot of theory-based and a lot of reading, studying, and I felt like this program definitely was shaped in a way where I was able to get hands-on experience and actually learn by doing, and that's definitely my preference. My name is Sarah Ballin, and I'm in my last year at Sheridan's journalism program. I think one of the most valuable skills is just being able to be accountable for myself. You know, you're constantly working on projects, whether it's just for you or your team, and a lot of people count on you, and you can count on a lot of people as well. So it's really just taught me the essence of team building and working together, and I think those skills would definitely carry out whether I continue to pursue journalism or not. So reading through it, I just knew that it was going to give me the best learning experience I could and open up the best opportunities for me to succeed after school's over.
My name is Ryan House-Hackle. I'm a second-year journalism student at Sheridan College. I've gotten more inquisitive about asking questions, but also just being more skeptical in general about things, not really accepting things at face value and learning to do my own research on stuff. Especially now, there's a lot of misinformation that gets spread out, and I'm always the first one when a topic comes up where if it sounds like something outrageous, I'm like, so where is the source for it? Where did this come from? Did you just kind of like find this on Twitter? What are you doing with this? And I definitely think that, as well as the editing skills I've got for like video and photo, those are the main kind of skills that I've really enjoyed and really happy I got through this program.
My name is Mackenzie Grant. I'm in the journalism program and I'm in my second year. Well, I used to be an actor for a really long time, and then during the pandemic, obviously a lot of things changed, and I realized I wasn't as in love with that world as I wanted to be, but I realized I really loved storytelling, and I tried to explore different avenues that I could tell stories in, and journalism seemed to be the right fit, and so now I'm here. I love the hands-on experience. It's a really great time. Obviously, we get to work in this really cool studio. Most of our professors are still working in the field, which is awesome. Yeah, you get a lot of in-depth advice from professors and help along the way. And to me, that just seemed a lot better than, you know, sitting in a lecture room and learning about the theoretical behind everything.
So the program at Sheridan is really hands-on. So we're teaching our students how to shoot and edit. We're showing for TV. They're doing radio. They're doing print and online. So they're learning how to write, shoot, edit, do absolutely everything in the program. A lot of hands-on stuff. So students will create magazines. They'll create websites. There's all sorts of different opportunities that they can get their hands in there, and doing a lot of hands-on work in the program. Our studio newsrooms mimic real-life newsrooms, so the students are actually working on things that they would be doing in the industry. I mean, we have a pretty state-of-the-art studio here, so it's pretty, you know, the students are getting real-life experience when they're working in journalism here. So we have a couple in their final year. They work on a TV news show, which is really exciting. They produce a magazine, which is also really cool. They're always working on the Sheridan Sun website, which is really amazing. But next year, we're actually with our digital solutions journalism course. We've been partnering with Manchester University in Riara University in Kenya, and next fall 7 students and myself will be going to Kenya for 2 weeks to meet our colleagues at Riara University. So that's a pretty exciting opportunity that I don't think happens very often or at every school. So I mean, this is a pretty exciting thing that we're doing next year. I would say that the skills you get in journalism are really transferable. So a journalism grad could go into journalism, news, they could do marketing, PR, communications. So there's a lot of opportunities because your skills are transferable. It's not necessary for someone to do a pathway and do a degree because after 2 years you are actually very well trained as a journalist.
I feel like it's taught us a lot about adaptability. I feel like I'm super equipped to do any, communications, public relations, journalism, media, social media job that I would want to do, which is amazing because I feel like there's so many different positions, different fields that have just started opening up that ask for all those transferable skills. And because I've taken, this 2-year program, I now feel super equipped to go into the workforce and be able to present them with what I've learned over my time here and feel really, really confident that I have those skills to be able to be in those jobs.
If you're thinking about it, just do it. Just do it. It's 2 years, it's great, and you get to learn so much so quickly, so it's worth it.
I'd say if you're considering applying, do it. I wasn't super certain if journalism was going to be my thing or if that's what I wanted to work in, but you don't have to go into journalism just because you went into a journalism program. I love social media, I love, broadcasting, things like that. It's lots of fun, and so if you're thinking about working in any kind of media, public relations, communications sector, I think journalism at Sheridan is the way to go.
I'd say if you're considering applying, it's 2 years. That's not a lot of your life. You get a lot of different kind of skills kind of in the program, and like I learned how to use Premiere and Photoshop and these news programs. Even if you don't want to be a journalist after, I learned how to use these like, NX5 cameras and the DSLRs and everything like that, and stuff that I had like almost no interaction with before, and how to actually take a photo and how to properly light something. Also, I found a lot of new people that are just fun friends, and like I guess the main thing is if you're considering and you're not doing anything else, it's 2 years. Try it out. I was a little skeptical at first, but I've loved my time here. It's been a great program for me at least.
Welcome back, folks. That sure was interesting. I do love the world of journalism, but let's talk about SFX a little bit more, because I mean, was I the only one who saw that werewolf? I mean, like you guys saw that illustrious fur, the way that he was walking around with those gnarled teeth, how he was holding that big pole. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's talk more about SFX. All right, so we're gonna do a little cutaway, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about SFX, and we're gonna get in the studio, get our hands dirty. I'll see you guys back in just a few moments, okay? Man, wow. I mean, like that werewolf though, like I couldn't have been the only one who saw that. Like, let's look at that stuff a little bit more, guys. I'll see you in a second.
Hi there. Hi there, my name's Carla Aiken, and we are back in the field. I'm here with a special effects student, Reshmi, who is excited to tell us more about the special effects program. So what should people know about your program?
I literally love it so much. It's really cool, and we make really cool stuff. Like, really, really cool stuff all the time. It's really hard, but really good.
What would your advice to someone getting in this field be when it comes to special effects makeup?
Honestly, special effects makeup in particular, really like understanding what you're doing. Like, if you're making a wound, I guess understand what's underneath it, what's going on underneath it, and things like that really help on making it good. Because if you just like slap a wound on wherever, you need to know anatomy. Yeah, the anatomy. You know the anatomy. That'll really help making it good. And really looking at skin tone and like underneath the skin, what colors might be. So it might be like purple brown or like green brown, and that can really help making a really good prosthetic.
And what is a fun little known fact about your program here?
A little fun known fact. Our profs are amazing. One of our profs worked on The Boys, and Mike has a studio that's also really cool. He made like awards, I think recently for Google, one of the awards for Yeah, so our profs are really, really talented, extremely talented, but don't tell them I said that.
Yeah. Industry professionals here at Sheridan, teaching soon-to-be industry professionals is super important to us here at Sheridan. And what would you describe the culture at Sheridan to be like?
I love it. It's really cozy. Like, I feel like everyone loves each other, and we're all like kind of like a happy little community just existing, like doing a little film things, doing a little theater things, just making stuff. We're like all like rats, just building and creating, and I love that so much. And we're all like really weird, so it's great. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rashmi. We're going to give you a little tour of this room right now because there's some really awesome stuff in here. And we will catch you again back in the field, again, 1 p.m. for that AFTV demonstration.
Oh my goodness. Did you guys see those crazy little masks, those little faces there? They're really good at what they do over in special effects. I want to talk about that werewolf a little more. Can we talk about that werewolf? That big furry werewolf? Oh my goodness. Well, listen, whenever I see a werewolf like that, I like to get, I like to have drawings of that to look at, you know what I mean? So where do I go? I go to the art pit, where all the art students go to have lots of space to draw and create all kinds of crazy things. We'll see you in the art pit. They're gonna be talking about all kinds of crazy stuff there in the art pit. Let me tell you, Chad. See, I've on a couple of occasions had to go and be like, hey guys, can you make like a drawing of, I don't know, a funny mannequin or a werewolf or something like that, a werewolf with a big stick with big gnarled teeth and illustrious fur. So the art pit is a go-to location for something like that. You go there and you let them know, and they'll draw you up something. They can keep it hush-hush if they need it to be hush-hush. And you get yourself a free drawing. I know many good people, many smart people who frequent the art pit many times. I know I'm starting to sound like a certain individual when I say these things, but I assure you, these are all for totally normal art-related needs. Isn't that right, Chad? Chad knows. Well, anyway, something that I just failed at pretty miserably is public relations. You know, I believe it or not, guys, despite everything that I just said, I don't consider myself to be a bit of a filmmaker as well. But anyway, public relations, guys. Have a look at public relations. Anyway.
I'm Nathan Mallett. I'm a professor in the Sheridan College Public Relations Corporate Communications Postgrad Certificate Program. I actually was trained as a journalist. Public relations is similar in that professionals in PR tell stories, but to advance the goals and objectives of the organizations that employ them. So it's similar work in that you're creating content and writing, posting things to social media. It's just the outcomes are different. We teach students how to write effectively for different sorts of audiences to communicate different sorts of key messages. That's one set of skills. We also teach a series of multimedia content creation, podcasting, videography, how to design infographics, how to work with social media, media relations, crisis communications courses, event planning, public relations in the philanthropic context. There's a career class. Basically, it's running the whole gamut of everything a newcomer to the field would find useful, necessary to get their career launched. Since I've been affiliated with the program, we've taught it through the lens of creativity. That's why public relations is in the animation, art, and design program rather than the business school. And that has kind of informed a lot of our curriculum decisions based around content creation. There's a lot of highlights throughout the year. Students do work frequently with external clients, not-for-profits in the Oakville area. They do strategic planning for different organizations outside of Sheridan. So that is definitely one highlight. One of the bigger highlights of the year comes in term one, where students take part in what's known as the mock interview day, where PR professionals from industry come in and put our students through their paces. Other highlights, I guess the biggest highlight of all would be the placement at the end. Each student is required to complete a minimum 200-hour field placement in a public relations agency or working in a communications capacity at an organization in-house somewhere in the GTA. Sheridan College, our version of it, involves very professional, tight faculty that works in industry. When they're not teaching, they're out doing it. And because the program is smaller, students really get to build one-on-one relationships with the faculty. And it's that, this is where they begin to build their network. And it's a very good, tight-knit community.
I'm doing this bit. Oh, excuse me, guys. I was just here. We were making up, basically. Isn't that right, Chad? So anyway, guys, whenever I'm caught in an embarrassing situation, I like to turn attention onto to others to feel a little bit less embarrassed. Chad's very strong. Anyway. Remember the aforementioned art pit? We're going to go to the art pit and we're going to look at all of my favorite artists who contract me very special little things. See you in the art pit, guys. Woo! Woo!
Thank you. So let's just do a scan of the art pit for now, and then oh.
Oh, the legs.
Bella, we are live right now. But you're gonna have to use our microphone. Hi there, it's Carla here, and I've run into a friend here, Bella, from the other field crew. Bella, I'm just gonna train you microphones here.
Awesome, thank you. Yes, of course. Okay, so we'll just come along this way. All right. Sure, whatever you're comfortable with. Hi, if you could give me your name and then your profession and
Sure. So I'm Isa Sari and I teach in visual and creative arts. I'm predominantly a first-year professor and I teach 3D, 2D, and color theory.
Awesome. If you can maybe give us a brief introduction about the program, what it is you teach, what it is you do, just maybe some examples.
So 3D, we sort of explore three-dimensional form and we sort of learn the basics of how to do that in relatively simple materials. 2 dimensions or 2D class, we focus on more graphic design. And then in color theory, we have a dedicated class that's just about understanding color and how it works, which you can then apply to any other discipline you work in.
Okay. Yeah. I guess another question would be maybe what drove you here to teach to this program specifically here at Sheridan?
That's a question.
Yeah. If you're okay with answering that, or
I mean, part of it was where jobs were available, but I've been here now, I think maybe around 10 years, and I really love this program, and I've taught in many different institutions, and I really do love working at this particular school and in the particular program I teach in. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could even say what's the kind of atmosphere like working here at Sheridan, what the program is like, the students, the people, the atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah. So our program takes in. One thing about our program is not the same across all arts program in that we don't have a portfolio requirement. Okay. So we have students of varying abilities, which is kind of exciting to watch someone that has done very little art learn sort of basic things, and also someone who's a little bit more experienced learning, to build on their existing skill base. And we also offer in our first year, it's really a survey of all different ways of working within art. So some programs, you go right into painting and drawing, or into I don't know, glass, for example. And if you know that's what you want to do, fantastic. But if you're uncertain or you want to try different things, it's really amazing to have the opportunity to try different disciplines and maybe discover that you're actually really good at something you've never tried before, you know? And it helps inform the other ways in which you work.
Of course. I guess bouncing off of that would be like, what piece of advice would you give maybe to someone applying, or if someone's looking at the program and thinking, oh, I'd want to apply to this, like what would you tell them, I guess you could say?
I would say apply.
Yeah,
I would say bring your curiosity and hardworking skills, because it's a lot of work because there's only so much we can do as faculty. Like, you have to want to do your best work as often as possible. Yeah.
I guess maybe a last question would be if you had maybe a favorite moment, a favorite project over the years that like you taught the students, like something really special about the program that like stood out to you and you were like, oh, that's.
I have the answer to that.
Yeah?
So
Okay.
we do an event in first year called the Bauhaus Ball. So actually, thank you. Someone's passing me a poster. Here it is. So I run this event, and it is for all of our third year students, and they build sculptures that fit on their bodies. So we have this coming up next week on a Wednesday, and we do this every year. And it's a celebration of student work and showcase of student work, and it's kind of unlike many art projects you do in that it is meant to fit on your body. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I believe that's all we have. So any last words, any last say on anything maybe that I didn't mention or something you want to
No,
bring
you
up?
asked some really good questions, I think. Thank
Awesome.
you.
I'm glad. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Okay, that's. Show the art. Okay, if we can go around, we'll take a look at maybe some of the work. Let's take a look at maybe some of the. What? Okay. We'll go to the art pit and take a look at what some of the students are doing right now. So right now they're doing a live drawing of a model over here in the art pit in the A wing. Okay, so right now we've got this going on. If we can come in this way. Looks like currently someone is being shot. All right, so we got to take a look at what goes on in the art pit with the Visual and Creative Arts program, as well as live drawing here in the art pit. Now to you.
Well, what an interesting place the art pit is. I hope I'll be seeing many of you there, frequenting it, as have I, on many occasions. Anyway, I think Chad and I, we're going to need a few moments alone just to discuss some personal things. But yeah, we'll see you guys after a short break. Please go to the bathroom, get a snack. We've got lots more to go, lots of super interesting stuff to cover. So see you in a bit. Oh, and we're back. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that break a lot. You know, I don't know if you guys could tell or not, but I once had dreams of being a movie star. But alas, here we are on this television show. Sometimes your dreams don't always work out. But you know what? If that doesn't work, we can always transition to being a filmmaker. So we're going to talk a little bit more about BFTV and some of what they're up to. And yeah, I think it's going to be pretty enjoyable. Man, sometimes you end up hosting a college open house instead of your dreams, but BFTV.
Here with a professor at BFTV. If you could quickly introduce yourself, that'd be great.
I'm Carolyn Cox. I'm professor of cinematography and I guess film production at Sheridan.
Yes. I guess the first question would be maybe like a quick introduction to the program, what we do at BFTV, and yeah, we'll like kind of explain it to someone who doesn't know anything about it.
BFTV is a four-year degree program. You learn a lot in film and television in BFTV because there's a mix between producing stream, cinematography stream, directing stream, editing stream. So in first year, you sort of get an overall view of and everyone sort of takes those courses, so everyone's speaking the same filming language, but also they get an idea of what they might be attracted to. In second year, they kind of get a little bit more specialized, and they might choose a writing stream or a cinematography stream or a directing stream or what have you, editing, sound, and they might focus on that. And then in addition to that, they also, of course, because it's a degree program, a lot of critical thinking and analysis and film and history, and then you get that general overview so that you're just not technical, but you're also
Would be maybe what drove you to teach at Sheridan here or this program specifically?
So teaching itself, I think at the point of my life, I've worked over 25 years on motion picture feature films, and at a point in my career, I think it's time for me to give back. I just enjoy encouraging students finding successful careers in the industry after graduation, encouraging them in their education and their development. I'm really enjoying it. What made me choose Sheridan? Sheridan is a very good college in terms of, well, first of all, it's a degree program at a college, so I was very drawn to that. I think that's a bonus. Then also there's excellent gear. Right now on set we are using an Amira camera. We've got Airy Sky panel lights. So we have the latest some of the latest camera and lighting technology, and that's really great to be able to pass along that amount of knowledge and technical expertise to students as well. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah. If maybe you have any like specific moments in BFTV or anything specifically about the program that like sticks out to you, like very special moment that over the years that you're like, oh, this is really what kind of was like BFTV, like, you know, any specific thing about the program?
I mean, every time students go out to film and they come back, and it's just not how well they do out there, but it's the fact that they're working so collaboratively together, and there's so much reflection on that and how they can improve. And I think that's a really awesome thing about that program. So it's not really what I've done, it's more of the successes of the students and their experiences that I really enjoy. And then I guess I could also add in that I think over the last 5 years, Sheridan has been nominated about 7 times and won 4 times for Canadian Society of Cinematography Awards. So again, it's camera
department.
It's again, it's the success of the students and their experience, and it's just fun to see them,
of course,
grow up and develop.
And seeing the films kind of come together at the end is always
absolutely
the best moments. Totally not speaking from experience here, but I guess another question would be, if you were to give a piece of advice to someone maybe thinking about applying to the program or looking at BFTV as a potential, like what would you offer them, like any piece of advice, or what would you tell them?
Come to the open house. We have a lot of fun here, and we get students actually, or visitors actually, on camera and setting up lights and slating. It's a lot of fun. So it's a good perspective to be able to take a look around, as well as our other facilities like editing and sound, that kind of thing. You know, of course I work here, so of course I'm going to say, oh my God, Sheridan's best, because I don't know if I'd be here if I didn't feel that way. But certainly, you know, make up your own mind, but come and check it out. We're a very collaborative, very friendly, very open program. Reach out to us anytime, and if there's not, we always run an open house in the fall and in the spring. That gives people an opportunity to be able to come out and see the kind of facilities that we have, and also to be able to meet not just faculty, but also our students, and be able to ask our students firsthand what they're alumni is really strong from Sheridan College, and that they are very successful. They're doing quite well in their careers, which is really nice. And it's really, I think, encouraging to see that even after graduation, there's a Sheridan family to support one another, to try to figure out the freelancing world and continue to work on projects together. And I think that's really
The Sheridan Mafia, as far as I'm aware, used to be
I
called.
didn't say.
Welcome back, folks. I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration. The producers have told me to speak with you based on how the show has been going. Your public relations, they said?
Yeah, my name is Elizabeth. I'm the program coordinator for the Public Relations and Corporate Communications Graduate Certificate. So
nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Elizabeth. So, what is public relations? Because I'm not entirely following.
Well, actually, public relations practitioners and journalists, they have a really great working relationship. What a PR practitioner typically does is help an organization develop its relationship with audiences externally and internally, communicating with media through press releases, developing web copy, organizing special events, that kind of thing.
I see. So, I understand why they wanted me to speak with you. Anyway, so have you worked out in the real world as a public relations manager before? And
I still am. So I teach part-time here at Sheridan, and I coordinate the program, and I also run my own public relations consultancy.
Mhm.
I've been in the industry for more than 20 years, probably close to 25 years now.
Wow.
I've worked in agencies. I've worked at nonprofit associations as
Mhm.
well. It's a fun and dynamic career. It's it's always changing, I should say. Yeah.
So what do you like about teaching at Sheridan in particular?
Oh gosh, I mean, honestly, I love the team. The faculty that we have in our program is like exceptional. Most of them are also working actively in the industry. So we have an instructor who was the former press secretary for the Toronto City Mayor, and we've had like very, very senior practitioners working in our program. And the alumni, the students themselves. We keep a very tight network, and everybody stays in touch, and our former students help our current students get jobs in the industry. It's just fantastic.
Wow. What would you say would be some of the worst, without naming any names, some of the worst situations you've had to deal with?
Oh, well, some of my clients in the past have had to, deal with announcing bad news, right? Layoffs at a company, or maybe they make a food product that there was they needed to do a product recall, that kind of thing. I would say managing communications through difficult times, you have to be very thoughtful about it, and you have to know what's ahead of you. You've got to be able to anticipate, because you really can't put a crisis plan together when you're in the middle of one.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What kind of opportunities exist for a student at Sheridan in public relations, like to get some hands-on experience with the real world, or is it one of those things where it's like you really got to know your stuff before you can get out into the world?
So there are lots of opportunities in the program to get hands-on learning. So first of all, even in the classroom, they're working with industry clients. So they'll do projects with industry partners. By the time they're in their second term, the class becomes an agency, again, working with outside clients. And then at the end of 2 terms, students go out on a field placement. So they'll do a 200-hour field placement, could be at a major corporation, could be at a public relations agency, could be in the government. So they get a lot of opportunities. It's really about portfolio building for them, and getting the real life experience so that they can, walk hopefully right into a fantastic job.
That sounds really, really helpful. You've mentioned earlier that you work very closely with journalism and with other programs. Can you tell us a little bit more about like how you work with journalism and the kind of things that your students would focus on in that network of content creation.
Well, so I guess what I would say is students who are taking a public relations course, they really need to have a very comprehensive understanding of what journalists need to do their job, right? Because our role as a PR practitioner is to facilitate and support journalists' role, right? To help you book somebody for an interview, I don't know, really give you the kind of information you might need to file an important story, right? If you need a quote from a spokesperson, on deadline, right? So PR practitioners understand how to deliver what media need. Within the school itself, here at Sheridan, I mean, PR and journalism, we're in the same media cluster, so the coordinators are, in touch throughout the term to make sure that if there's an opportunity to work together or to be synergistic somehow, that we do that. Yeah.
And one last question before I leave you. Are you taking any new clients at this time? Maybe I can get in on there.
Do you want some PR?
Yeah, maybe. I've said some things here that maybe I shouldn't have.
I think we can help you out.
Okay, well that sounds great. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I think it's really important to get the voices of those who are in the programs out for anyone who is interested in going into these fields, because I think this is it's a field that a lot of people don't think about. Ideally, so there's a lot of opportunities.
There are lots of opportunities. If you love to write, if you're curious about people, PR is a great career.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, guys, we're going to be going to the Volume here at Sheridan College, and we're going to be seeing all kinds of fun stuff there. See you in a bit.
Hi there, Carla Aiken here again, and here I have got a BFTV student from 4th year, Matthew Keynes.
Hi there.
So Matt, what we really want to know is, what do you like about BFTV?
That's a broad question, but I really like kind of just how much scope you learn. You learn a lot about all the different streams, all the different elements of filmmaking. For me going into school, and I know for a lot of people, like art is like a hard thing to get, like whether it's like to convince family or whatever to like get you into. But once you come here into BFTV specifically, you just learn so much and how many jobs and how many things are around. And for me, it was like I went in and I wanted to do editing, and then I realized that it wasn't my passion. I didn't like it, and so it gives you also that flexibility to like switch. So I went into camera, I went into sound, and you kind of just get into like these different like groupings of people that have similar interests, and you can like kind of shape your career and like your passion around kind of like what you like. But, yeah.
That sounds awesome. What do you think Sheridan culture is like overall?
Sheridan culture, what is Sheridan culture like? Well, it's kind of like, we try to do this as much as we can, but I feel like Sheridan culture is kind of just like, it's just creative people. It's people that are trying to express themselves. It's all artists, right? So there's people all around. You'll go walk down a hallway and there'll be people interviewing people. There'll be people dressed up in cosplay or doing makeup for like their makeup final or something like that. So like Sheridan culture is really based around art. You'll see art wherever you go, whether it's like public art displays or things like that. They'll like pop up markets and things like that. Like there was just a glass market in the hall the other day for the glass blowing students, and so it's a lot just like based around art, and yeah.
Awesome. Sheridan culture sounds so fun, which is exactly why you should come here. Now another question that I want to know, more BFTV specific this time, is what is like a fun fact about your program that you feel like people should know?
Fun fact about the program people should know. Well, for me, the best part about coming to Sheridan and being in BFTV is like the access to certain things. Like I've always had an interest in music, and being in the film program and having music be a part of it and sound be a part of it, I've been able to access things like recording studios and Foley studios and just having that space as a student to get that access to those studios, to like camera equipment, where you can learn and practice. So I think like, yeah, just knowing that you have that access is like really great. And then, you know, there's so many different elements. There's that where you're in a studio, you're doing things like that, but there's also like, you're going to be on film sets. You're going to be around people, going through the trials and tribulations of what a set can be. So it kind of gives you that test run that you really need to have before you go into the industry. So those are like two main things for me, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely being on set is super important when being in film and television. Now, another thing that I would love to know about BFTV is you said you're in the sound stream. How many streams for BFTV are there?
There's a decent bit. It kind of like splits into whether it's production, post-production, and pre-production. There's kind of different roles based on those. There's a writing stream, and those kind of like, it fits within like the pre-production. There's producing stream, directing stream, sound stream, camera, and then all those kind of have different little substreams. So like, for example, camera, you know, you can be a camera assistant, you can be a cinematographer, you could be a lighter, a grip. So you kind of learn these things based on the courses that you take, but you are still kind of enveloped and involved in those, that kind of like almost like subcultures of film, with those different streams. I think there's a couple others. Producing, I'm probably missing some. Production design's one as well. But yeah, there's lots of different ways you can go, and whether you're like hands-on or you want to be in a studio doing post-production, there's a lot you can really do, but it kind of like just based on what you're interested in.
Wow, it sounds like there's a lot to do in BFTV. One thing that I would really love to know is there like a project, like since you're in a film program, do you actually get to like make films that you can like, you know, put into like a festival circuit, or, you know, do something with those films? Or what has your experience been on that end of the program? Have you found it very useful in that end?
Definitely. Distribution is a huge part of that. About like getting the things that you make viewed by people is so big. And so kind of within the producing stream, but in BFTV as a whole, they kind of make it really just like at the forefront of everything. It's like, you have to make your films, yes, of course, but you need people to see them, because that's what film's all about. So you, in your third and fourth years, you work on what they call core and portfolio films. Portfolio, kind of self-explanatory, it's your portfolio film. It's what you learn all over these 4 years, kind of goes into one final film. And then core is kind of like a prep phase. We do documentary in the first semester of third year, and then we do narrative in the second semester. And they're 6-minute shorts, and then we move into portfolio, which is 12-minute shorts, once people are more experienced, and it just kind of spreads out over the year rather than being a semester per film. So there's just time to really get that kind of portfolio element out of, you know, like if you're a sound student, you'll do your portfolio sound mix. If you're a director, you'll do your portfolio like directing film. So yeah, overall there's once you get that kind of figured out, there's assignments and teacher guidance for getting your film out there, getting them into festivals and things like that. And like even some films that I've been a part of have already been in some festival circuits and things like that, and people are seeing them. I've been to a few festivals for some of my films, so it's really quite amazing to see that happen and see like an audience view the things that you've made.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. We will be right back with a demonstration happening here over in our little place just right here. Right now, I actually want to throw it back to David back in studio.
Thank you very much, Carla. Excuse my co-host Chad had to step out for a moment. We had a bit of a misunderstanding, if you will. But we're going to be talking a little bit more about BFTV. You know what's important to BFTV? Cameras. Making movies, you need a camera. You need to be able to capture what's going on. But how do we use a camera? I don't know. That's why I'm here hosting instead of standing behind the camera. But maybe I'll be able to learn a little bit more if we watch a little live demonstration. So they're going to do a nice demonstration for us on camera coming up next. Enjoy, guys, because man, I wish I was there, because if I could learn a different skill, that would be just peachy. That would be just wonderful for me. You know, sound is also important. I appreciate that. But I'm not quite intelligent enough, nor do I have the lack of tinnitus enough to be able to do such a job. But camera I could do. You just kind of stand there and you point and click. But there's a lot more to that, I'm pretty sure. We will see in just a moment when we get to our wonderful demo. Anyway, guys, please do enjoy. We'll see you guys in a few moments. Welcome back from this short little break, guys. The fall of 2024 will see the new start of the new and improved advanced television and film program with focus on virtual production. This program works on the cutting edge of the film and TV industry. Not sure what virtual production is? Well, you're probably familiar with a green screen, as we saw before. We had all of our funny little characters back there. It's that sort of thing, you know, it's a good time. It's a good time. Chad's back. After whatever the heck that was, he had to take his hat off, apparently. Anyway, advanced film and TV. Wouldn't know anything about that. We're not advanced at all. Look at what we're doing. We're here on this show. Anyway, here's the line.
Set up for you is what we call in-camera visual effects.
We're live. Copy.
So just going to switch the TV over. Ramit's going to get the camera on his shoulder. And we're going to shoot a little scene in this environment that we've got set up. So we have an 18-foot by 10-foot LED wall, or LED screen behind you. And what this is doing is it's rendering a 3D environment from software called Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is typically used for game development, but we've sort of taken it into cinema uses as well. So we've got a 3D environment that's being generated on the screen, and as Ramit moves around the scene, you can see that the background will shift and change based on his perspective, the camera's perspective.
We use the same motion capture system to capture the position of the camera in physical space and apply that to the virtual. So I think we're ready to shoot a little scene here. So let's get into our first positions, and I'll let Paul sort of take it away.
Okay, everyone's ready? Yep. First positions, please. And roll sound. Roll camera.
Rolling. Scene 1, take 6, Mark.
And action. And cut. And as you can see, that was a scene that, as Nick mentioned, where that brings together the virtual world and the real world. Only 10% of the world is that we need to create, and the rest of it is created digitally. And it's super easy to just switch anytime back and forth, go in any location, shoot in any location, just pretty much at a click of a button. And I also like to bring attention to the fact that this is done, something that we take great pride in Sheridan. It's done with the collaboration of several departments. It's our Bachelor of Film and Television department who is recording the footage and the sound. It's our special effects department who created the werewolf, and they created the fake tree. And it's our theater department who created the green fake trees, as well as our makeup department who created the actors' makeup and acting as well. So we try to encourage, we very much encourage our students to work together with each other and build their network. And so when they get out from here, they have people they can rely on, people they can turn to that will work with them to make their film come true. And that's about everything. If there's any questions about mocap or this.
I think it's actually probably worth highlighting. There's a couple of films or TV shows really in Toronto that are filming using technology that's very similar to this. Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds are big Star Trek shows that utilize this technology in the studio here in Toronto. The Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars story, uses this technology extensively in 2019 and has used it in their series since. They were one of really the big pioneers of this technology in that space. So yeah, it's definitely being used in industry, and we're so excited to be able to start using this in our classroom film and television and installation. Great to see you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming by.
I would just like an interview real quick, if you wouldn't mind. So hi there, I'm Carla, and we are here with Paul, the program coordinator for the Advanced Film and Television program. Is there anything that you think people should know about your program?
First of all, that it is a postgraduate program, so somebody should get some sort of a degree, whether in film or in design or in gaming or something similar, something connected to this, and then they can come into our program. We specialize, we train people, we're very hands-on and train people. Once they have the basics, we can take everybody's whatever they know to the next step.
And is there any sort of projects that you are excited about students getting to do in this program?
Well, I am, but we're open to whatever the students come up with. What we'll try to do is to have everybody come up with their own projects, team up together, and then within something that takes advantage of virtual reality and virtual production, and then that program will help make students realize.
Now, this technology you're saying is rather new, used on some very, very expensive shows. What are the benefits of learning this technology to go out to the industry?
The benefits are double. One is that because the technology is so expensive because it's very, very new. It emerged, well, first Avatar started doing it first, but they did it very low-fi, and they only did it, then they replaced it with visual effects, but it was only Mandalorian and like very high-end shows with a lot of money that were able to do it recently. Because of that, because it's so new, there aren't enough people who know the technology, who understand the technology, who know how to shoot in it. So it will be very helpful for any of our students graduating. Like I still work in the industry, and I hear from people all the time that when are your students graduating? We need people right now. So that's one advantage. The other advantage is that it is new and expensive now. We project within 5 to 7 years, just like with every technology, is going to be available, is going to be ready for mainstream use. It's going to be on independent films that people have access to. I mean, even the screen that we put up, The Mandalorian was able to afford it 3 years ago. We can afford it now. So it's going to come down and it's going to be very prevalent. So it's going to take, my guess is anywhere between 70 to 80% of locational work.
Wow, so Sheridan is really giving students some cutting edge experience here using this technology over here. That is so exciting. Thank you so much for your time and the interview. Another reason to come to Sheridan, industry professionals teaching you, and of course, cutting edge technology to put you ahead of the curve. I'm super excited to see what students are able to make with this technology going forward. David, back to you.
Hey folks, welcome back. We're gonna end off our wonderful Sheridan live show with a tour of where we've been making the magic all happen here today. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, right here we have sound. Got our wonderful man Dylan. He's in there. He's making everything happen. He's killing it, doing a great job as always. And right in here is where everything's been going down this whole time. We've got the team hard at work over here. We've got Andrew. Andrew, what you doing?
I'm doing graphics today.
You're doing here.
I'm doing graphics.
He's doing graphics, guys. He's doing graphics. We've got Sarah. We got Megan. We got Nick. These are our producers, our AD, our wonderful director over here, Gaetano. He's here. He's making things happen. He's making moves, making plays, giving us the best show possible. Oh man, how much fun! And we've got people with taking lots of wonderful footage here. Can you guys describe in a little more detail for my layman's mind what exactly we're doing over here?
I'm pressing buttons.
Awesome. We're pressing buttons. We're pressing buttons, guys. Anyway. Anyway, so we're gonna end off over here. Hey, coming all the way around. What's up, guys? I don't know which mic is active right now, so I'm just gonna keep both near me. But you know what? That brings us to the conclusion of the Sheridan Open House 2024. Isn't that wild? Hopefully, this gives you a better sense of what to expect when you come to study at Sheridan. I mean, whether it be to make movies or to bring characters and creatures to life, or to break news and organize a media campaign, or anything in between. You're just gonna have to make sure you have a good time, because you can't spell Sheridan without share. I'll see you guys later. See you guys. Woo! Come back soon. Hope to see you. Say goodbye, Chad.